yeah, we have time for doing one more quest tonight for the main story. Yeah, definitely we'll take advantage of it because of what's happened here this evening. But yeah, let's move on here. Also, digging this mage outfit here. And this is someone who's already made it to sage status. Yeah, that's quite an interesting combination of gear. Don't worry, I have an interesting set of my own, but we'll use it when the time comes. Alright, so let's go ahead and speak with Alice now to take on our next level 80 main story quest entitled A Seat at the Last Stand. Alice appears in desperate need of a study break.
Ready for a tea break, Rika? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbour, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good.
Alright. And I will see you over there. So yeah, I'm gonna go run this way, because yeah, side quests are now starting to pop up here in Old Charlian. And we'll jump through the water because we can. And attune to this. Alright, we're gonna go down to the harbor. Off we go. So, around here somewhere should be Miss Alice, and there she is.
As busy as ever, I see. How very shocking that no gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Tolofroi. You might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think?
Alice is now accompanying you. Keep her at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. So, yeah, we're gonna have Alice come along for the ride. We're gonna speak with two different people, starting with Perondier. What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere.
You misunderstand, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Tolofroi. These enemies of peace have promised an end to all that we hold dear and...
Wait, you're the House Levier girl, aren't you? Well, that didn't take long. And this woman with you is obviously a foreigner. I heard you are disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims. And here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you.
Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Rika.
Well, it's a lot to expect an ounce of civility from you there, Alice, eh? Yeah, pot calling the kettle black. Maybe Mr. Hildoise or Miss Hildoise can provide us some information.
Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Tolofroi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Levier.
Geez, you give yourself away too easily, Alice, eh?
My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Four should know that I was helping you... Oh, I see. We're sorry to have bothered you.
Yeah, that didn't all that work all that well, now did it? Yeah, perhaps over with Dickon we'll get strike 3. Yeah, I mean, the name there says it all. Welcome, madam. What can I offer you today? Oh, something caught your eye.
Wait, is that Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, between lessons at the studium.
That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Avenel had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything alright at home? Don't add salt to the wounds.
It's complicated, and I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems.
Well, it is House Levier. No matter how discreet Master Fortuner may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times?
We have questions and only Charlene has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days?
I don't think he knows either. What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And that's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse?
Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patients appear to be unwilling to speak with me.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. I wish there was more I could do to help. So what's on your mind there, sir? But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Charlene, aren't you? Yes, I am. Then few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server, with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're sending down the food, and you might just get the answers you're looking for.
Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think?
Alright, I can do that for you. That's the spirit. Pay attention now and I'll explain where each of these dishes needs to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by water's edge. The omelette is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Gisela. She is sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see a Mikote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Lobster, huh? Won't it get rubbery when it's oven-baked? Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Well, thankfully I don't need to worry about that. And they do go in order here of where you're supposed to go, so it's not like it's that hard. Although, for what it's worth, maybe I should have come in disguise, because, yeah, I may be giving out the food, but I kind of stick out like a sore thumb in my kimono. But for now, let's pass on this cafe table and set down the tea set.
Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, you're quite welcome.
The Telofo who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th Ancestral Era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off.
I'm afraid I still got more orders to serve. Like to Miss Gisela and her omelets. Yeah, let's have a look at that omelet.
Oh, finally. 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste.
Well, before you do...
What? The Telofroi? Ah, yes. I remember seeing the name of the latest gazettes. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The four made the right choice and I fully support our decision to remain neutral.
Yeah, but one can't help but wonder that there may be an ulterior motive for that neutrality. And finally, at the cafe table number 3, we're giving the oven-baked lobster or urbane banter with a smile to Smitu Tia. Yeah, we got a person from the S tribe of Mikote Seekers of the Sun for the first time. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. Can I bring something else along with it? The final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off to his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. Yeah, gleaner? You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. traveling the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlian. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folk who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all accounts, gleaning is the most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Tolothroi make good on their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbour and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. Yeah, it seems like this Mikote gave us the most relevant information that we required. So let's head on over to Alice and hear what she has to say.
Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking?
I did, actually.
Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days aside from whatever vague news the cassettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, then they've done an impressive job of ensuring that no one whispers it in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised.
Thank you very much.
But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues.
Alright, lead on then to that particular spot. So yeah, it's not that far of a walk. Yeah, we're gonna head right over here, and this is where she's chilling out.
Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight.
Yeah. Is it a good idea for us to be drinking coffee in the middle of the night? Yeah, holding on to that cup for dear life.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It
Neither
wasn't
could I.
until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian?
Yeah. It happened very recently.
Grahar said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say.
In other words, he scolded you like the child you are.
Neither did Alphino, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been. How being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family.
You have no idea.
If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
As we look at some of the boats going into the canal. Yeah, not quite Venice, but still. Yeah, make sure you don't crash against the walls.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos.
Where is that? Yeah. Enlighten me.
A vast complex beneath the island. Charlian is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat.
So what's on your mind?
Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual?
I did indeed. It came from a fellow Miko.
Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum.
I see where you're going with
If
this.
the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Well, we know what we gotta do then. Yeah, it's time to put our swimming abilities to good use. In the meantime, we'll take our 448,800 experience points and 1,295 gil for completing the quests. But for now, we're going to leave Alice here for the remainder of the evening. We're going to branch off and check off some of the side quests that have now popped up here in Old Sharlayan. And there's one we're going to take off and take care of right away. So we'll run on up to one that's closest to us, the one that has the blue icon on it. This diminutive gleaner. So yeah, we're gonna get to learn a little more about them, I guess. Let's speak with this diminutive gleaner to take on our first side quest, entitled The Hunt for Specimens. The diminutive gleaner is on the lookout for an able-bodied adventurer.
Do my eyes deceive me, or are you Rika Sasaki?
So you've seen the special events that take place in Eorzea?
Well, as I live and breathe, it is you! Ha! I knew I'd be the first to track you down. Who's the guild ship's top hunter now, eh? Wait, you have heard of guild ship hunts, yes? They're not so different from the hunts you're familiar with in Eorzea, as I understand it. I wager they're rather more challenging, but an adventurer of your caliber would never turn down a challenge, would you? No, you would not. Please speak with Notota at the Peristyle to register your interest at your earliest convenience.
So away he goes, and we will go and follow. Yeah, might as well get some of this stuff checked off while we can, because since this is a Let's Play, I have to do all the side quests too. Let's speak with Notota.
Hi, I'm Notota. Have you come to place bounty on an unruly beast?
Actually, I have another reason to be here.
What the squalor? Eureka! I was off to go inside set the others an impossible task asking them to find you. The Gleaner's Guild ship has been posting huntsmen, as you see, in the hopes that capable individuals will take up arms to lighten our ever-increasing load. Unfortunately, capable individuals remain the sticking point. Few hailing from our fellow polis are willing to take up arms, let alone able to stand against the more fearsome specimens. You, however, have the experience and the grit that we need. When I heard that you had arrived on our shores, it was music to my ears. You needn't work for free, of course. We've done our research, and the rewards we offer are as fine as you'll find any abroad. The currency we employ is a relic of times when Gleaner was a great deal less figurative, so you may find it somewhat eccentric, but it is as good as skill here. Speaking of eccentric, it should be noted that the majority of our clients are scholars. You probably won't have heard of half the creatures they send you after, but I find it's best not to worry about that very much. Snapeys collect samples, try not to think about the long-term effects of touching said samples, and get paid. Simple, no? That being said, I won't dream of throwing you in the deep end just yet. Let's have you start off with some junior marks so you can get your feet wet.
And so with it, we'll take 168,300 experience points for completing a side quest, and 775 gil. And there we go, our first side quest is finished. Guild ship hunts now accessible. You are now permitted to take bills for junior marks from guild ship hunt boards in Old Sharlayan and Razat Han. Defeat the monsters described on the bills and you'll be rewarded with tokens that can be exchanged for exclusive items. To exchange tokens for exclusive items, speak with either Jalakshai in Old Sharlayan or with Wilmetta in Razat Han. New quests and associate marks will become available at level 83. And we'll see you then. In the meantime, let's go see who else we can't help.